Okay, so we're going to multiply fractions. A half times 2/3. So when you're multiplying fractions, you don't have to worry about getting your denominator the same. We're just going to times the top, and we're going to times the bottom. So 1 times 2 is 2, 2 times 3 is 6. So the answer is 2/6 simplified to 1/3. Another example. 2/8 times 3/4. Again, times the top, 2 times 3, 6 times the bottom, 8 times 4, 32. We can simplify 6 over 32, 3 over 16. Okay, but what happens when one of your numbers is a whole number? So say I have 3/4 times 4. So this looks complicated, but what you need to remember is that a 4 is exactly the same as 4 over 1. So 4 divided by 1 is 4. But now it looks more like the ones we were doing a minute ago. We can now work these out. 3 times 4 is 12. 4 times 1 is 4. So we end up with 12/4, which hopefully you'll spot is 3. Another example, 1/4 times 5. Again, 5 is a whole number, so you can rewrite it to help your brain. 5 is the same as 5 over 1. 1 times 5 is 5. 4 times 1 is 4, so I end up with 5/4, which is the same as a 1/4. Okay, so dividing fractions. This time we're going to have 3/4 divided by a half. When you're dividing by fractions, the rule is you take the second fraction, you turn it around, and it turns into a times. So 3/4 divided by a half is the same as 3/4 times 2 over 1. So I've changed the divide for a times, and I've turned that fraction round, so it's 2 over 1. 3 times 2 is 6. 4 times 1 is 4. 6 over 4 is the same as a whole 1. And 2/4, which is the same as 1 and a half. Another example. 3/5 divided by a quarter. So the rule, 3/5, change the divide for a times, turn your fraction over, 4 over 1. 3 times 4 is 12, 5 times 1 is 5, 12 over 5 is the same as 2/5. When you're dividing all times in, if a mixed number is involved, so if I have 1 and 2/5, and I'm going to times it by a half, and this mixed number will cause me a problem, so I've got to turn it into an improper fraction. So it's spotting the fact that a whole one is 5/5 in this example, and I've got another 2/5. So this whole number here turns into an improper fraction, 7 over 5. So 1 and 2/5 is the same as 7 over 5. Times a half, times the top, 7 times 1, 7, 5 times 2 is 10. The answer is 7/10. Another example, 1 and 2/10 times 3/4. So 1 and 2/10, turn it into an improper fraction, 12 over 10 times 3 over 4. 12 times 3, 36. 10 times 4 is 40. 36 over 40, which is the same as 18 over 20, which is the same as 9 over 10. The same goes for division. So we've got 1 and 8/9 divided by a third. So 1 and 8/9. First of all, I'm going to change that into just ninths. So that's 17/9 divided by a third. Now, to deal with the divided by a third, I'm going to change the divide to a times and turn my fraction over. 3 over 1. So I've got 17 times 3 is 51. 9 times 1 is 9. 51 over 9. Need a 9 times table. 5 nines are 45, so it's 5 and 6 over 9, which is the same as 5 and 2/3.